Every year, Heaven Hill has 2 or 3 releases that are highly anticipated. This Parker's is one of them. Every year, we kind of get excited about what it's going to be.
Agreed. This one has been one of those where I feel like people are going to maybe not be as excited for it until they try it.
Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to review Parker's Heritage Collection, the 14-year-old malt finished cognac in cognac barrels. That was an mouthful.
Reconstructed cognac.
Reconstructed cognac. There we go.
You see, I forget that too. And I don't even know. I think they. Oh wait, we still screwed this up. Kentucky straight malt whiskey finished in reconstructed heavy toast cognac barrels.
Okay, so this is going to be a toasty malt beverage.
A little. Look, okay, guys. So
he's tried it, so I haven't tried it.
Here's the thing. I wanted to try it. You all know I'm an exceptional fan. Now, I know this is supposed to be different mash bill, different everything than the exceptional series that we believe comes from Heaven Hill.
No one knows.
Sure.
Anyway, someone knows.
Technically, somebody does know. Anyways, though, you know me. I also like to, fresh crack something, let it breathe. Let Dave's palate really kind of soak it all in.
I like to soak it in.
Yeah, you do. All right, so this is obviously made by Heaven Hill. This is, I guess you would still consider like the premium, like whenever you look at like every brand and you would say like, what does brand like what does the brand like say is like tippy top or whatever?
Yeah.
Heaven Hill would say Parker's.
You think so?
I don't think it's a Heritage Collection. I still think it's Parker's. I think whenever people think Heaven Hill, I think they think Elijah Craig Barrel Proof first, then Parker's.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little biased because I would say that I would give it the William Heaven.
I would too, but not enough people. I mean, we still like, to be honest with you guys, like you all watch our channel and we review them, and we love them. Like we haven't had one that we haven't liked, and according to everybody who tried it at KBF, it's awesome.
Yeah,
this year, this year's bottle and bond supposed to be great, but not a lot of people have tried it.
That
so it's kind of people don't know.
Well, somebody on Facebook the other day didn't like the one that they fresh cracked and had like 3 ounces out of it. I was like, oh!
Congrats to Hunter. Hunter got it.
Hunter. Good get.
Stole it.
Good
Respect,
get.
bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to this bottle. This is 65% malted barley and 35% corn. This is 107 proof. This is 14 years old with a price tag of $170.
Was it 170?
That's what MSRP for it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, we bought them at the same time that we bought other things. So.
Yeah. Dave and I got them at at KBF. We're going to have a lot of bottles we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And that we're going to review that ties into KBF in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. So much going on with this nose.
Don't even get me started. I can smell it right now.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is from a distance, you get a little bit of a grape pepper note.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
There's a ton going on. It's a complicated gal.
All right. Before we completely get started in this review, hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, do your part so we can keep doing ours.
So as of when we drop this review, they still have not done a big drop of Parker's at Heaven Hill yet.
No, just at the Heaven Hill booth at the KBF.
Yeah, probably about 400-ish bottles, maybe 300-ish bottles.
There was a lot of bottles gone.
Well, yeah, still need to do a video over KBF. Gosh.
I went away from it, bring it back, and there's a different smell to it now.
I'm telling you, it's a complicated gap. There's a ton going on. But anyways, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Heaven Hill normally announces when they're going to do a really big drop.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting everybody know, like, they still haven't announced it yet. We're assuming they're still going to do it.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep that in mind if you guys are interested in it. So, man, I cannot get over how much is going on in that nose.
There's just so many different things.
Okay. So one of the reasons why I really love this is because there's a blueberry note on there, and I only get a blueberry note on one other product that I think of, and that's the batch one of Russell's 13.
Yeah.
I love that note. and it takes me back to just a happier time.
There's a little bit of vanilla, but not much.
There's a ton of dark fruits on there.
I was going to say the dark fruit
was like wild, wild to me.
And it feels a little sweet on the back end of the nose too. So like
there's a little bit of that.
Like a marshmallow fluff stuff. Like that's what it smells like.
Yeah. What's that stuff called?
I think they call it fluff. I think it's called like marshmallow fluff.
I don't know if I can call anything fluff.
Well, I mean, I think that's what it's called.
There is like something like marshmallow cream. I don't know what you're talking about though. It goes great on a peanut butter sandwich.
It's a little smoky, which you would expect. I
think you get a lot of barrel influence too. Yeah. Like the toast part, it seems like it was really heavily like toasted, like a little bit charry.
You smell the malt, like this, the maltiness in it.
See, I don't get
like right at the front end of it. There's like a beer smell, almost like a little bit of a beer smell in there. And maybe because I'm a beer guy, like I can smell that a little bit more.
So,
but right at the front, it smells like a Bud Light or a Miller Genuine Draft.
So whenever I've tried some older like malt whiskey, I normally get like earthy tones, and I get some of that in here, but not a ton. Yeah. Like there's a little bit of like earthy, greenery kind of notes.
I mean, all in all, like that.
Isn't that nose awesome? It's so complicated.
You know, there's so much in there. I can't even imagine the palate.
You can bounce. Well, palate. We'll talk about it. You can just bounce all around with it. I just think it's fun.
Yeah. Well, you can if you leave it sitting here and you go back to it. Like this time, I smelled something different.
Yeah, I agree, and that's
as the thing that pops out.
Again, I kind of didn't think I was going to get into that kind of ride with the nose. So.
Almost everybody I talked to before this released was not looking forward to this.
Fair.
Almost everybody was like, I don't know about this 14-year.
And I'm going to say about that, and I'm going to say this, and this might upset some of our friends at Heaven Hill, but here's the thing about Parker's: you get some bangers, then you get some really good ones, and then you get one that's like so off profile that's like, not really my jam, like the orange carousel, for example. That is not my jam. Now,
a lot of people. There are some people that love that.
There's a few of you all that love that bottle, but that was not one of my favorites.
But they've also released a lot of malt this year in their
Heaven Hill Selects,
the Select stock,
yeah,
and
true.
It hasn't gone over well with that.
Yeah.
And so I could see why people would be like, well, if this is anything like the Select stock, I'm not going to be happy with this.
You know what?
Man, that just...
And I did forget to say that. The malt whiskey was rebarreled in the reconstructed barrels and aged for almost 4 months. I was going to say, I don't think they were...
I just got like a brown sugar note on this one.
The brown sugar really pops.
Yeah.
And the brown sugar, it's almost like almost like on a Danish. All right, let's drink it.
All right, let's drink.
I know, right? Isn't that good?
And you're not gonna like when I say this, but this reminds me just a hair of the twice barrel Jack Daniel's.
No, don't you dare!
Just a hair.
It does not. This thing crushes it.
I mean, it might crush it.
I mean, it literally. I want to say. I want to say certain things.
The Jack Daniel's twice barrel single malt did make our top 20. I think it was. I think it was charity, but
only it literally was charity. You basically were like, "I'm not moving on until this is in our top 20," and I'm like, "It's not. It shouldn't have even been in consideration."
It's good.
I love Jack Daniel's. I love everything about Jack Daniel's. This is a Heaven Hill review. We're talking about Jack Daniel's. That is not something I love. Just being honest. This, on the other hand,
it doesn't taste like. I'm just saying that maltiness that's in there. That's what reminds me of that twice, because it's malt. It's like a malt forward to me, and I like it. Like I like a good malt.
There is a dry cherry.
Yeah.
A dried apple.
Yeah.
It is it is just popping with fruits,
Yep.
different fruits, and it's very like. I did not think that would come off as fruity as what it is.
It's drying,
You
which
get
I like.
You get a little bit of that toasted that's in there now.
Mm-hmm.
Not there was some char oak notes on the nose there, but this is like a lot more. It's not
as
lot more-
toasty. It's not as toasty as I thought it would be.
No, it's not, but it's also a lot more calm. So
Yeah.
I think that toast note in there kind of sits there and eases it through.
Yeah. It's drying. I think it is drying on the finish. There's a little bit of leather note on the finish, which if you've been part of this channel at all, you know that's one of my jams. Like leather and tobacco on a finish is like right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just overall good. And the finish is like, it's really, really smooth. To me, this is smooth front to back.
Yeah.
But the finish kind of stays with you. It kind of hangs out.
It
It kind
actually
of
really
hangs
does.
out
It just-
right in your
yeah, I
upper
agree.
chest,
There's
which
also,
I was surprised about.
There's also like a really nice like fig jam note to it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Fig, really dark raspberry, strawberry jam mixture in there. It's really, really good. Is this whiskey of the year? No.
No.
Is this probably the surprise I was like, I don't want to say I didn't have hopes for, but
I think that's fair to say because you didn't have hopes for it.
Well,
when we first sniffed what it was going to be, not actually sniffed it, but when we got the information and we saw that it was a 14-year-old malt, we were both. I mean, I like malt more than you do, generally speaking.
yeah.
But I remember sitting there and we both kind of went, is this them trying to offload a bunch of their select stock?
Well, I loved the Parker's Rye from last year. I mean,
Yeah.
my buddy Matt is probably the only other person who loves it more than me. And
No, it was good.
and I
But
love,
yeah.
and I would argue that it was our Rye of the Year last year. I think it was our Rye of the Year last year, and regardless of what Dan says. But this,
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like this
this
a lot.
is really good.
Yeah, I like this.
And where I was kind of thinking to myself, like, I'll probably just get one and I'll open it and I'll be good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try to get another one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get another one too.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
That leather finish on the back,
I know.
like it just hit me again.
Let me tell you all something. This is a really fun ride to, you drink on, you let it open up a little bit,
Mhm.
and you sip on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it just evolves and it changes over time. And it's just a fun ride. It's a fun whiskey. Heaven Hill crushed it again.
Yeah.
I feel like we say that with a lot of stuff this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would obviously get it. It's obviously going to be hard to get.
Tell us if you've gotten it. Tell us what you think about it if you've popped it open and tried it. And see if you were as pleasantly surprised as I think as we were. So, all right, till next time,
We'll see you.
we will see you.